Long before cameras reached the deep ocean, sailors told stories of arms rising from the waves, stories of ships dragged into darkness, stories of something enormous waiting below the surface, hidden beneath cold black water. They called it the Kraken. A sea monster so large it could be mistaken for an island. A nightmare with tentacles. A shadow from the deep. For centuries, many believed it was only myth. But myths often begin with something real. And beneath the surface, far beyond the reach of old ships and human eyes, the real animal was waiting. The giant squid. A living legend from the midnight ocean, with eyes as large as dinner plates, tentacles longer than a bus, and a body built for one of the least explored worlds on Earth. This is not fantasy. It is real. And for most of human history, it lived beyond our reach. To understand the giant squid, we must leave the sunlit ocean behind. Near the surface, life is bright, colorful, and familiar. Fish move through coral like sparks of living color. Dolphins break the surface in warm blue water. Sea turtles drift through shafts of light. But the giant squid does not belong to that bright world. It lives deeper, down past the last colors, down past the warmth, down into the twilight and midnight zones, where pressure grows stronger with every meter and the water becomes colder, darker, and stranger. Here, animals must solve impossible problems. How do you hunt when you can barely see? How do you escape when there is nowhere to hide? How do you find another of your kind in a black world without landmarks? The giant squid answers with size, speed, and sensitivity. Its body is long, soft, and powerful. Its mantle holds organs, muscles, and the engine of movement. Water enters the body, then shoots out through a funnel, allowing the squid to burst backward through the sea. This jet propulsion is sudden and efficient. In a world of predators, one quick movement can mean survival. But its most famous features are its arms and tentacles. 8 arms surround the mouth. 2 longer feeding tentacles extend far beyond them. These tentacles are weapons. At their ends are clubs lined with suckers. Some suckers have sharp rings like tiny teeth. In darkness, they can grip prey and pull it inward. Toward the beak, hidden at the center of the arms, is a hard, parrot-like beak. It can slice food into pieces before swallowing. A soft-bodied animal carrying a cutting tool at its core. Beauty and brutality in one strange design. But perhaps the greatest miracle of the giant squid is its eyes. They are among the largest eyes in the animal kingdom. Some are as wide as a dinner plate. In the deep ocean, large eyes collect faint light, not sunlight, but flashes from living creatures, tiny bursts of bioluminescence, disturbances in the black water, the glow of life moving through the dark. These eyes may help the squid detect danger before it arrives. And its greatest danger is another giant, the sperm whale, one of the deepest diving mammals on Earth. A hunter that descends into darkness for squid. The whale uses powerful clicks to search the black water. Sound travels through the ocean like invisible lightning. Somewhere in the darkness, the squid may sense movement, pressure, or faint flashes from disturbed organisms. Then the battle begins. A whale weighing many tons against a squid with living ropes for arms. The squid lashes out with tentacles. Suckers clamp onto the whale's skin. Circular scars may remain for years. These scars are evidence of battles humans almost never witness. In the darkness, giants collide. The whale wants a meal. The squid wants one more chance to vanish. Sometimes, the squid escapes. Sometimes, it becomes part of the whale's story. This ancient conflict helped shape both animals. The whale evolved to dive deep. The squid evolved to see, flee, and fight in darkness. Predator and prey became locked in an evolutionary arms race, each one pushing the other toward extremes. This is the real drama behind the Kraken legend. Not ships being dragged under by a monster, but hidden battles between giants below the waves. For centuries, humans knew the giant squid only from fragments. A tentacle washed ashore. A strange carcass tangled in fishing nets. A beak found inside the stomach of a whale. Each piece seemed impossible on its own. Sailors did not see biology. They saw a monster. Imagine being on a wooden ship in the North Atlantic. The night is cold. The water is black. Something pale rises beside the hull. A long arm lined with suckers. Then another. The crew has never seen anything like it. In fear, size grows larger in the mind. A wounded squid becomes a ship-killing demon. This is how legends are born. From real encounters, distorted by terror. The Kraken may not have been one animal. It may have been many sightings, many fears, and many half-seen truths. Giant Squid. Colossal Squid. Floating carcasses. Storm shadows. All stitched together into one impossible creature. But science slowly began to separate myth from animal. The giant squid was given a name, Architeuthis. A name for a creature that once belonged to nightmares. Yet, naming it did not make it easy to study. The giant squid lives far from the human world. It rarely comes to the surface alive. Most early specimens were dead, dying, or damaged by pressure change and scavengers. So the real animal remained mysterious. How did it move? How did it hunt? How did it behave in its natural world? For a long time, no one truly knew. Then technology began to descend. Cameras, submersibles, and baited systems entered the darkness. Scientists waited for a glimpse of the impossible. Hours passed. Then days. The deep ocean does not give up secrets easily. But eventually, the legend appeared. A giant squid, alive, moving in its own world. No longer just a carcass. No longer just a sailor's tale. A real animal, filmed in black water. The monster had become biology. But biology was even stranger than the myth. The giant squid is not built like a fish. It is a cephalopod, related to octopuses and cuttlefish. Cephalopods are among the ocean's most unusual animals. Soft bodies, flexible arms, sharp beaks, complex nervous systems. They can move with grace, solve problems, and respond quickly to the world around them. The giant squid takes this design into the deep. Its nervous system must coordinate long arms and tentacles in three-dimensional darkness. It must find prey without wasting energy. It must avoid whales that can dive into its world. And it must reproduce in an ocean where encounters may be rare. Even now, many details of its life remain unknown. That mystery is part of its power. Unlike many famous animals, it does not live in our view. It does not perform for tourists. It does not circle reefs in sunlight. It belongs to a place that still feels alien. A place where pressure can crush the unprepared. A place where food drifts down like falling dust. A place where light is rare and valuable. The giant squid survives there by being both hunter and ghost. It can appear, strike, and vanish again. Its prey may include fish and other squid. With long tentacles, it can reach before its body is seen. The prey notices movement too late. The clubs strike. Suckers grip. Arms fold inward. The beak finishes the work. In the deep ocean, this is efficient violence. Not anger, not evil, only survival. The same force that drives every creature in the abyss. Find food. Avoid becoming food. Reproduce before the darkness takes you. And yet, while alive, the giant squid remains one of the ocean's great mysteries. because we have only glimpsed pieces of its world. A few images, a few specimens, a few scars on whales, enough to prove it exists, not enough to fully know it. That gap is where the Kraken still lives. Between fact and fear, between biology and imagination. What would happen if you met one underwater? Not as a sailor on a wooden ship, but inside a deep-sea submersible. The lights cut through black water. Particles drift past the glass like snow. At first, there is nothing. Then something long crosses the edge of the beam. A palarm, moving with slow control. Then an eye appears. Huge. Glosser. Aware. It looks less like a monster than an intelligence from another world. The body follows, long and ghostly. Arms curl and uncurl in the current. Tentacles drift like living cables. For a moment, two worlds meet. Human technology and ancient biology, glass, stale, and cameras facing flesh, nerve, and instinct. The squid does not roar. It does not attack a ship. It simply moves through the darkness like it belongs there. Because it does. We are the visitors. We are the fragile ones. The giant squid is home. This changes the way we should see it. Not as a monster attacking our world, but as a creature perfectly adapted to its own. The Kraken legend made it larger than life. Science makes it more interesting than legend. Because reality has details myth could never invent. Eyes built for faint flashes in black water. Tentacles that strike from beyond the body. A beak hidden in a circle of arms. Battles with whales, written as scars on skin. A life spent in places we have barely seen. This is not less magical than the Kraken. It is more magical because it is true. The giant squid reminds us that the ocean still contains unknown giants, not necessarily monsters, but animals beyond ordinary imagination. Fear turns a tentacle into a demon. Science turns the demon back into an animal. And that does not make it smaller. It makes it real. Somewhere in the black water, the giant squid still moves. Long arms drifting. Eyes watching for flashes. Tentacles ready to strike. A whale may be diving nearby. A fish may swim too close. A camera may capture only a second of its life. Then it disappears again. Back into the place where legends are made. Above, the ocean surface remains calm. Ships pass. unaware of the ancient drama below. People look out and see only water, but beneath them lives the truth behind the monster. Not an island-sized demon. Not a ship-destroying curse. But a living giant of the deep, strange enough to create fear, real enough to deserve wonder. The Kraken was the legend. The giant squid is the truth beneath it.